Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rantz on the Tottenham Supplement. This is Tristandro, and of course you know my partner in crime, Shubes. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shubes. You can reach me at the Real Shabon, and you can reach Chris at Man Like Chris. Is that all one word, right?
Yep. Well, not one word. It's man_like_Chris.
Okay. So yeah,
that's all on Twitter.
So now the dreaded international break is over, but I actually enjoyed the international break. I don't know, was it maybe that England actually did something that I can be proud of, or Harry Kane did something I can be proud of, and England just happened to be along for the ride.
He did actually have a good performance against the Croats. It was a very good game, and it just kind of, well, I suppose it kind of shows that the England team are kind of coming of age now. I mean, they're playing to the potential as we expected them to. I mean, a lot of people talk about the golden generation back in the late 90s, 2000s. But this is actually a side with, I guess, no real star players as such, actually working together as a team. Apart from one, of course, yeah. Well, I should say five. Well, four, I should say.
Oh, take off your Spurs, Prince's Roses. Yeah,
exactly.
It could be six. Oliver Skip could be part of that.
Exactly.
I very much doubt that. But you know what? I must admit though, that in terms of, they're talking about a lot about the team, about England, and what you will see in 2019 in Portugal, which apparently you've actually already booked tickets for. I can't believe it. It's about a vulture or a hawk. You've already camped already.
Well, though we put the hotel as such, the chances of me getting a ticket for the England matches are probably quite slim at the moment. But I'll be out there, I'll be hustling, I'll be doing what I can to get a ticket, and yeah, I actually do fancy our chances of actually winning that tournament, considering
we have to win 2 games. That's it. It's just win 2 games.
Exactly.
That's it. But what's that?
Exactly.
I don't know what do you actually get for winning the Nations League? Do you win like a buy into the European Championships? Is that like?
It's all very confusing, really. I mean, I've just been reading about Scotland getting promoted into the second tier and are already getting a playoff spot for the Euros, and we haven't even got to the qualifiers of the Euros yet. So I have no idea how the whole thing works.
I think it's kind of like the scoring system on QI. No one knows how it works.
Exactly.
But yeah, but I tell you what we know does work though. Harry Kane. I mean, what a performance! I mean, he should have had 2 goals. I mean, I would have been screaming at Lingard if he'd been ruled offside. Scoring that in.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing actually when that rolled over there and you touched it. I thought, just leave it, mate. You didn't actually need to touch it. It's going in. No one's gonna.
Yeah, I suppose, mate. Sure. I'd just let my body shield or something, and then if he tries to go in, it withdraws over. But no, I mean, like, it's interesting because you can talk about Lingard. You know, in terms of the fact that they talked about the England squad and how much competition they've got for places. I think, apart from obviously Harry Kane, and I think that's going to see the best of all our England players. I mean, that we've got, because for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold is already ahead of Kyle Walker in that right back spot. But obviously he's got competition in terms of Kieran Trippier's obviously set piece ability, his ability to get wing backs, his ability to give crosses from wing back, from that position. So if you're Kieran Trippier, I'm not saying, obviously he's played at 1 World Cup, and I'm not saying you can retire on that internationally wise, but obviously you want to play as much as you can. You've got the taste, you've got the bug. So I think we'll see an improvement from Trippier just because he'll see that and think, well, do you know what, my place ain't guaranteed. You've got Lingard, and I think, I don't know if Chamberlain will be back, because I mean, I know we're going to hate on Arsenal players, but that's a horrific injury he's had. And Chamberlain, I mean, I don't know if he can make his way back, but if he can, Dele Alli's got Barkley, he's got Lingard, he's got at least 3 people he can compete, at least 2 in Lingard and Barkley. Yeah, exactly. He's competing with, so he has to. We'll see the best. I'm not saying we're not going to see the best from Dele, but
at least he's got competition to keep his place in the England squad, isn't it?
So he has to do the best he can for England in terms of, a best he can for Spurs just to get into the squad. I'm not saying he won't get in the squad. I think that's unlikely to take him, but Germany didn't take Sane. I'm not saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm not saying. And then you've got like someone like say Delph, who I thought was fantastic. I was really impressed about being Delph. It's a wonder he can't get inside.
Well, that's the thing. I've always liked him. I always liked him as a player, as a central midfielder, and then for him to develop as a left-sided player, the left back is almost really at Manchester City. I think when we worked on our links with him a couple of years ago, I think we did miss a trick there, really, personally, I think. But, I mean, he's a good little utility player, and he can play in different positions, just stuff like Pochettino likes. He likes players who can do many different things on the pitch. So,
different three-man squad. I mean, I think if you look at Eric Dyer, I mean, I thought Eric Dyer played well. I mean, he got a lot of. It's a weird thing because I'm not critical of Eric Dyer. I don't think I've ever criticised him is his concentration and his passing. I think.
So you are critical of him then?
No, the only thing I'm critical of is that. In terms of that, I'm saying because as a defender you need to be concentrating, and if you're passing, especially if you're passing it backwards or forward, you have to know what you're doing with that ball.
He did almost make a mistake in that game as well, didn't he?
And so I think I think if Eric Dyer, I mean, he'll look at. I mean, I'm not saying Delph won't get picked over. So I actually would pick Delph over Dyer because I was just so impressed with his range of passing. The fact that he adds balance to any midfield. And I just felt that and then you've got someone like Winks, who I'm not saying Phil Foden is the chosen one. Everyone seems to rate him as a chosen one, but I just think that you've got players like that. You've got Henderson. I think if you want to get into the 2019 squad and obviously into Euro 2020, you have to be playing at a real good level to get to that, to get there. And I just think in all positions apart from say Harry Kane. For us, I mean, for the first time, England is actually going to benefit Tottenham, which is preferable considering it's always been the other way around.
That's true. Through the number of players that we sent to the England squad, and then obviously scuppered from that. So it's good to see that the competition is actually helping both camps, I'd say.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the best of our players after they come back from England and then doing the business at Spurs because obviously they want to keep their place. So yeah.
But as always with the gods and Spurs, what they give with one hand, they'll take away with the other. And in this case, they'll take away 3 of our players because of jet lag and the time it takes. You'd have thought that Daniel Levy would have some private jet or something just to take him back. But I mean, I think they turn up tomorrow, don't they? From Argentina training, they'll turn up tomorrow. So that's clearly not enough time to. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I don't think Gazaniga is going to be. I mean, hopefully Lloris will be fine. They won't need to really bring on the substitute goalkeeper. But Lamella's really been on fire. I mean, that was a superb pass. But that means that Icardi, it's a wonder how he doesn't even get picked for the Argentine team. It's such a brilliant finish. And obviously we'll find. I don't know. Do you reckon that will help us? Because obviously Icardi, he's their most, apart from say Brozovic and Perisic maybe, Icardi is their most dangerous players. We found out. Do you reckon the fact that Foyth would have defended against him in training, Lamella obviously knows how to feed him. Gazaniga would have done some shot stopping against him in practice. Who knows? Maybe international might help us out more than we realise.
I don't know. I mean, we did have that first game, and all the players fell asleep when they came to the last 5 minutes. So I don't know if experience counts so much. We should do, but it'll be literally just down to us how we play. Really, I'd say.
Yeah.
We can control Inter. We showed that in the first game. It's just a case of doing it for 90 minutes and not just for 85.
Yeah, that's Poch said that. All about the next game, and the next game happens to be against Roman's army. And I've got to admit, sorry, I saw the Chelsea Man United game, and they were superb. And some of the football they were playing, it's weird.
That's true.
He was great. I mean, I got to watch some of his games at Napoli. It was really weird at Napoli because you really thought that they were going to win this game. They're going to go top of Serie A, and they somehow find a way to screw it up. They were literally Spursy. And now he's joined Chelsea. Now he's joined Chelsea. Can he make them Chelsea? But because it's one thing is obviously AVB was in the press and talking about like how they
Yeah.
didn't disappoint. But I think one of the things you notice about Sarri, and especially with most managers, you have to give them a player that they've played with before who knows their system. That's one of the reasons why I say Wanyama but obviously under Pochettino, you had that brilliant season, well, best season ever really, just because you had someone like Wanyama who clearly knew Poch's methods, had experienced them, and was able to, and I think someone like
Transfer
Jorginho,
quickly.
because
Yeah.
I was watching Italy, and you see, if you look at their midfield, they have Jorginho, they have Verratti, and you think, how on earth did this team not make the World Cup?
Well, it's more.
Jorginho's amazing. I mean, if you see how good he is,
Yeah.
and you've got Jorginho, Kante, and you've got who's the other lad, the Croatian lad that doesn't, the baby Luca that never plays Real Madrid. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Mateo Kovacic.
Kovacic. And you've got Barkley. I mean, that's competition there. I mean, that's the three spots.
Yeah.
And you've got Fabregas, who's a wonderful player, maybe coming towards the end of his career, but still able to produce real moments of quality.
Yeah, those passes you'll never lose that skill, will he?
Yeah. Willian and Hazard. Hazard looks reborn. I mean, it's as if he's auditioning to go to
Real Madrid.
He wouldn't be doing that. But
I think the fact, it will be kind of funny if suddenly Chelsea become Real Madrid's new kind of shopping channel, as it were.
Are you calling Chelsea Real Madrid's feeder club? Because that would be terrible if that ever happened.
It would be terrible. It would be funny, but it would be terrible. Yeah, I don't think I'll stop laughing until
But Hazard is he's as if he's been reinvigorated. They just said to him, look, you just play up front. Don't worry about defending. Let us just supply you. And
and that's where I think we can actually hit them as well, because they'll have to. Their 10 men will have to try and defend against our 11. So I know they're not as simplistic as that, but I've noticed that Hazard doesn't do much tracking back these days, as opposed to compared to last season, I guess. So there's space to exploit. And,
yeah, I mean, their attacking strength is down their left hand side, and I suppose our weaknesses. But I definitely think it's a shame that Lamella isn't there, because you really want Lamella to really kick the crap out of Alonso. I'm not advocating any violence, because I'm sure Lamella will wait to kick Fabregas on the subsequent. You just know something's going to. I just got a feeling something's going to happen. I want to see if I can go to the bookies and say, can I put a bet on there'll be an incident between Lamella and Fabregas? Look, if you can bet on eating a sandwich, if a goalkeeper can bet on eating a pork pie, an FA Cup game, I should be allowed to bet on when there'll be a fight between Lamella and Fabregas.
Well, I don't know. After what happened to poor Daniel Sturridge, I don't think I'll be doing any betting at all. Yeah.
But it will be interesting. Chelsea. I mean, the only thing I don't really worry about. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, Morata should be getting the same numbers as Kane. He's got the same. He's physically very, very similar in size. Both very good technical players. But
his only downfall is that he loves the pitch so much that he likes to make love to it for 90 minutes.
That was by Chris, not by me. I would make that very clear. I did not say anything at all like that.
If he stayed on his feet a bit more and actually tried to get to the ball instead of, trying to have new kids with the turf.
Again, said by Chris, not by me.
I'm sure he'll be one hell of a player, but he can't stay on his feet. That's the thing.
I don't know, because you've got Giroud. I mean, that's going to be interesting. It's like, well, obviously you've known Giroud, because obviously we've played against him quite a few times. Obviously, when they played for the Goons.
I would actually say he's probably more dangerous than Morata, I think.
Yeah, I think it's how you're going to play him, really, because he's not going to get into what I call finishing positions, but he will be able to play those layoff, those 1-2s, And I think, I don't know, I wouldn't say that he's the key to that, but I think it'll be interesting. I think, because I personally think they'll start with Giroud. I think Morata is such a good player. And I've seen him play for Real Madrid, I've seen him play for Juventus, and you always think, how do these clubs always let him go? Because he's such a good technical player. But then you realise why they let him go, because the quality, the goals, the return of goals, the return of assists is never there. For whatever reason, it's never quite there. And that's why I must admit, I will be happy with a draw in this game, because I think even David Luiz is playing well. I was watching him against Man United, and I thought he was man of the match. Honestly, he was just superb. I mean, apart from missing a header which he should have scored from, some free kick or corner, I think it was. He was amazing. He was incredibly good. He led. He wasn't Slideshow Bob. I was waiting for that, him stepping a rake and go, none of that stuff. It's as if he found a new lease of life under Sarri. I don't know what.
He always does that with a new manager.
Well, he did under Conte. Didn't under Conte. He had one good season under Conte.
One good season, yep, and then fell away after that, didn't he?
That's true enough.
Yeah. So it happens. I'm sure there'll be a massive loving with between Sarri and we're going to call him Slideshow Bob, you know what I mean. Yeah. And then next season we'll just go back to revert to type. Suddenly swinging at balls they should be controlling, that sort of thing. So
Sarri and Rudiger though, so Rudiger and Luiz have formed a good partnership, and like Christensen can't get in the team. I look at them and I just think, for me personally, I think the only way to beat Chelsea is to make it a game of attrition and put our 4-3-3. We've been playing that a little bit.
Well, I don't know about that really. I mean, the last time we made a game of attrition, we were 2-0 up and then we let that slip. Then that's. I'm
talking about when we played them at the Lane though. I remember that game. Now that's probably in terms of our performances. I mean, we had some great performances that season. But it was incredible seeing. Well, first of all, I was really hoping for Dembele to kick Costa or punch Costa. That clearly wasn't going to happen. But
that would have been good, yeah.
That would have been good. But I think just the way that Dembele and was it Matt Wanyama? He was just a tower of strength in that game against Kante. And Kante looks to be, again, we always know him about his ability to be like everywhere. Do you know what I mean? He's like everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And he looks even better. He just is as if he's not just being known for his defensive tracking, his energy. He's playing really good football, and he's been
also playing for the forward now. He's this season, isn't he? So he's been more freedom.
He's been a lot more freedom, and personally, my lineup, because I know Yamatonga's back in training, but there's no way he's going to be fit enough to. If he starts, I don't know, maybe he will be fit enough to play that game. But there's no way he can. I mean, he'll be running on fumes by the end of that game. But without Davinson Sanchez, though, we might have a choice because Boyce ain't been back. I mean, unless you want to put Dyer there ain't getting much of a choice.
Well, I was going to say that I don't think Vertonghen will be on the bench at all because he would have got minutes in the international break, wouldn't he? If that was the case, and he hasn't.
No, I think when I do the international call up. Maybe they just said, "Oh, is Jan around?" I probably said, "No, he's in the toilet. He just had a lasagna." and I mean, I don't know. But I'm just saying that I think it was part of some. I'm not saying they wouldn't have needed him, but I just think because I think the players have to be fit by a certain date. That's when you can call them up. So obviously and then they might have just said, "Do you know what? You're clearly not fit enough." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's already back in full training, and I don't know. I don't think he'll start. I think he'll play against Inter, but I think Eric Dyer will be going alongside, Toby Alderweireld because we just don't have any. Because once Voigt won't be back, he's not back till tomorrow, isn't he?
I don't know actually. I mean, I know I heard that, but I don't know if it will be that. Because literally, the international break as such would have finished in midweek, wouldn't it? Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think they played either Wednesday, like midnight our time, and then flew back. So they played Wednesday midnight our time, something like that. I think 7 o'clock our time. And
the chances they might be back today.
They might be back today, but there's no way when he flew back in, then the training would have been over for the day, and then Friday generally recovery anyway. They might do a bit of tactical stuff. But they won't do anything major. I mean, they might have him on the subs bench, him and maybe Lamella, but they won't. There's no way he can start that game. The jet lag alone. So I think Eric Dyer starts in centre back, and I think it will be Dyer and say Alderweireld, Davies at left back. Luckily, I wouldn't say luckily, but Aurier, Trippier would have been murdered by the fact that we had Willian, not Willian. You'd have either Hazard or Willian against him. Then supporting
Really?
that Alonso. So I just think the fact that you got Aurier. I'm actually going to go Sissoko actually, because I think Sissoko. I mean, obviously I was at the Palace game, which thankfully you didn't see me at and didn't wave at me at, because the Palace would have killed me. But Sissoko, he's a willing. He's what I would call a willing gopher. He will. I don't think he does it instinctively well, but he will fill in. He will cover. When players go forward, he will be a water carrier, and he'll give us that presence and that. He's obviously got that pace just to run forward.
Sounds like you're changing your mind on him, which is good to hear.
I'm not changing my mind on him. I don't think technically he's got the ability. Like I don't think he's. I think you've got. For me, it's a case of
embrace the moose.
I will embrace. Obviously, I will embrace mooses. I'll embrace elk. I'll embrace bears. But no, I just think for me, I like Mr. Psycho, and what I've seen of him, he looks like a really humble guy. And my mate Scotty, who I'll give him a shout out because obviously he's given us a shout out on his Twitter. He met Mr. Psycho, and he just and you can tell he seems like an honest guy. He just wants to try and play football. But I just think technically, once he gets into that what I call the red zone, then when he's got to put a pass or a cross or a shot.
He's not that type of player who would do that.
He freezes. He just doesn't know. It's as if suddenly, like the controller, the PlayStation controller, is in the hands of David Luiz instead. But no, I think as a willing gopher, because I'd rather have Wanyama doing that. I think Wanyama is just physically can't do that anymore. We saw that against. I don't know if you saw it differently, but I thought Wanyama against Palace, he wasn't putting his body on the line. He wasn't putting those tackles in that we used to.
Yeah, well, he's still in recovery in a way, isn't he? Still trying to get back to his
I think it's a mental
optimum best.
I think it's a mental thing. I don't think he's really willing to put his body, but I just think that's why.
Well, that will come with games, wouldn't it? So
maybe
the more games he plays, the more he'll suddenly feel comfortable again. The more he'll get back to his usual self.
Well, we have a dozen games between now and the New Year, so I'm sure we'll find spots. But I definitely think I'd actually go with Sissoko. I'd go with Winks, and I'd go with Dele Alli in a 3. And I'd have Ericsson. I'd prefer Lamella up front. But I must admit, even Moura really impressed me because for a small guy, he's only about 5'8", 5'9". He's got one.
I didn't know he was that tall. I thought he was smaller than that.
I thought he's got a lot of spring on him. My God, he does get pretty high.
He does.
And as in like highs and aerially and jumping, nothing illicit or anything else like that.
Well, there's nothing in this past that will suggest that, so it's all good.
But no, I just think I'd put Ericsson. Because I think with Ericsson, I'd have basically, like you have one person who's like what I call the backboard, like the fulcrum, attacking fulcrum. That can be Kane, but obviously Kane can do stuff in the box. I'd have Ericsson I'd have Moura as the runner, the dribbler. And I'd have, obviously, and Ericsson just using his creativity to basically, those two will just move out wherever they go, and Ericsson can go into those pockets of space and weave his magic. Oh my God, that sounds like a sci-fi show, sci-fi fantasy show. But but I do think it will be I think it'll be 1-0 either way, or a draw. I just cannot see it being. I think it'll be a very, very tight game because you've got two teams, both like to hold the ball, both like to run the ball. I think Jorginho is a superb passer of the ball. I don't know whether. Obviously Winks has played against better players in terms of like Cruz and obviously and Luka Modric, but in terms, I just think this will be really important to see how Winks does step up because he'll be going up against Kovacevic and is it Jorginho? Jorginho, he's superb. He really, Brazil must be thinking, how the hell did we lose him to Italy? I know he's probably of Italian descent, but he's got a really good footballing brain. But I just think it'll be that. The one good thing we do have is the fact that we can bring Sonny off the bench. We can bring Lamella off the bench to probably kick Fabregas. you know that's going to happen. There's. I bet you dollars a donor somehow. Because I don't know. I think there was a.
I've already got my mortgage on it, so it's good.
Because wasn't there like something that happened last season as well between Fabregas and Lamella? I'm sure there was something.
There usually is.
There's always. I don't know what it is. Why it's as if. I don't know if it's a Spanish thing. He just I don't know. Was it a Barcelona thing or something? He really seems to despise Fabregas.
No, well, I don't know if it was a Spanish thing as such. I don't think they actually played against each other, did they? Until Lamella came to England.
Yeah, probably not. But I just remember him stamping on his hand, and I think there
Yeah,
was a few kicks against each other.
that was a 2-2 game. That was funny.
And I was just thinking, oh my God, there always seems to be a little bit needed. But,
There is.
no, I just generally think that fact that when we played against Chelsea back in that cup semi-final, which we should have, which I think we could have won really if we
Was
had
it 4-2?
the 4-2. I think
Yeah, should have
anything,
won that one.
we should have won that one. I think the fact that they could have brought on Hazard, they could have brought on Costa. I think
Yeah, we were
we
kind of
haven't,
lower light at the time. You know.
we can't really bring on. I'm not saying Sonny's in the same level of Hazard. I'm not going to say that, but we do have
Well,
Sonny, we do have Lamella. We can bring on Wanyama if say Sissoko starts to fatigue.
we do have a good squad. That's the thing. I mean, we do have players now that can actually bring on. I mean, if we're down. I mean, I know you mentioned the cup semi-final, which we could have won. But if you remember, Sonny was playing at left back in that game.
Oh no, they gave away. Did he give away a penalty or something, or was it a free kick?
No, it was nowhere near a penalty. What's his name? Oh, Nigerian player.
Are you
Moses just
how
dived.
very dare you? Are you saying a Chelsea player would have deliberately exaggerated a contact to get win a penalty? How very dare you say that?
I'm sure my sister's listening to this, and when I mention Hasselbank, she'll probably absolutely crease up laughing because she knows how much I hate Hasselbank's wages. She dives every time we played against Spurs, and I just imagine, and Chelsea, I just like that. I'm sure our listeners know how much I hate Chelsea with a passion. It's not even like a rival thing. I just want to wipe them off the map.
Don't fall back, Chris. Say how you really feel.
I just don't want them to exist.
I think this is a really funny thing about Chelsea because it's talking about say players that dive, and I was talking about Fabregas. But I remember there was a moment between Fabregas and when he was playing for Arsenal, and he tackled Drogba, and Drogba went down as if he'd been punched by Anthony Joshua. You know?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes. Yeah.
And the bit that I found really funny was that you could see like Fabregas saying, "Look at me." And he's saying, "Look at my height. Look at Drogba." And he's actually like doing a game of charades. Like, can you picture how big I am? And if you picture how big Drogba is, how the hell could I possibly tackle him to produce that effect? But I just think it will be. I mean, like obviously, because I won't be going to the game because one.
Because your love for Wembley stops you, I know.
Well, I hate. Look, first of all, there's going to be a buttload of tourists at Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a shitload of tourists at Wembley. Secondly, it's a nightmare of a drive, especially on a Saturday when you try and go to the North Circular past Brent Cross. Yeah.
North Circular? You mean the car park, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're not even a car park. You could call it a car park. I mean, it's like the fake car parks. And I just think, and the other thing is, it's just a really horrible atmosphere. And I pay for BT Sports for a reason. There's a and I do. I mean, I pay for BT Sports. And I pay for Sky Sports. So I've actually worked out. And people say I'm a horrible Spurs fan, but you know what? Generally, say the Big Six games, right? Okay, we're going to play at least 5 games against the Big Six. They're all going to be televised, right?
Yep.
And because we're a pretty decent sized club, not maybe as big as Man United or Liverpool, but or even Man City, with this incredible love that everyone seems to have for them, they we're going to be playing at least 8 or 9 games on the telly, and at least So it's no way. There's about 8 or 9 games, home games on TV, and I pay a fortune for BT and Sky. I have deserved the right to watch my team on my TV, which I on the subscription which I pay for. I reserve the right for that. I thought I'm just paying to watch other teams.
Which you kind of do, don't you?
I am, but I'm not paying for my own. But literally, I'm not paying for my own. So that's the reason why I won't be at the game anyway. Plus, I fucking hate when it was a shithole. But and that was said by that was said by me. Sure one. I hate Wembley as a shithole. But no.
Yeah, I think kind of a couple of people that have said it to me, but I think with us playing there like every other week now, and for the last 18 months, Wembley has kind of lost its luster, really, hasn't it? I mean, it wasn't my favourite stadium to start off with. I mean, even when we got to the semi-finals, I was excited to get there. The match starts and it's like the most an atmospheric place on earth.
We're so far from the pitch. I mean, I remember like there was a moment where I'm not saying that we want to be able to leap over the fences or anything like that, you know. But you're literally, I mean, from what I've seen the pictures in the stadium, actually, a mate of mine actually showed me like some of the behind the scenes of the. He managed to get some pictures and videos which he unfortunately won't share with me. I can only see him on his phone, but you could see how close that you are to the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you wanted to, I would never ever suggest throwing a cabbage or anything at any of the, you know, any of the. Yeah, any of the
hooliganism?
I would never suggest that. I mustn't. I don't know what makes me think I'm going to bring a weapon. I'm going to bring something in here. I've just been to, I don't know, whatever shopping I've been to, but I am so irritated. I'm going to throw a cabbage at the manager. That clearly would go through my mind. But no, I'm just saying you're so close, and just that. Do you know when you take a throw in, right? Imagine you go take a throw in, and you've got literally, because as we know, the Shelf are a very reasonable lot. Never never spitting, cursing. I have no idea what else they're throwing at. Yeah, I'm hoping that's all they're throwing at some of these opposition players.
Back in the day.
I'm sure they'd be throwing. I'm sure that they probably may have. There may have been some nasal projectiles being aimed at some player's head. I'm bet you that must have happened. I'm sure that must have happened. But what I'm trying to say is, you go into that intimidating atmosphere. But if you're about, say, 5-10 meters from the pitch, you can't create that intimidating atmosphere, can you?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, and that's the thing, Wembley just is an intimidating atmosphere, and it's a very open stadium in terms of the fact that a lot of the noise just goes upwards. It doesn't stay in the ground. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And there are times in which I've had to leave the game early, and I've probably been on Pretoria Road, walking home. Obviously, I'm now telling everyone where I live, but I'm walking back from the stadium, and I can actually hear the Spurs stadium. I can hear White Hart Lane. There is no way that would ever happen at Wembley. You will never hear Wembley roaring or rocking from anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? You know?
Very true.
And that's the thing. And I'm not saying maybe that's because the old lane was crumbling and it needed, had really bad acoustics. So that's. But you know what I'm saying? You know, when you knew there was a stadium there, you could hear. I mean, you could hear the rumble of the. You know, you could be like half a mile away. You'd hear the rumble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think you've got that now. But like I said, I mean, I do think Chelsea. I don't know. Is your team lineup going to be any different from mine?
Well, that's the thing. I might have to look tomorrow to see if Foyt is definitely going to be involved in the game in one way or another. But so I can't really decide on the defence, but on central defence, I should say. Obviously, Adaveld will be starting. I would actually put Aurier at right back as well. I think he would be just simply because
Trippier's so injured, isn't he?
Yeah, that too. Well, just literally just to counter Chelsea's pace down the wings, and then will be Davis on the other side. I would actually go with Sissoko in the middle. Dembele is only out injured for a long time, isn't he? Well, until the new year.
I personally think we've seen Dembele's last game for us. I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because they do like him. They really do like him, and they do. Because obviously, I'm going to be going to the stadium on Saturday, but meet someone there. But I don't. It's the weird thing because the first they said that because I don't think that they'll be opening. Do you know what? I've got a funny feeling. The first game will open against Newcastle. I think Newcastle. Yeah, I think it's the middle of February 2nd. It's a good time. We're not playing anyone really. Cause I don't want to play Man United and think, oh my God, our first game in opening our new stadium, we lose it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Newcastle won't be a tough game, but first of all, they'll bring a huge army of fans, and their fans will all make noise, probably because they're freezing. Because I don't know why you basically turn up to a game and then decide, you know what, it may be February, it may be cold, but I'm gonna take my shirt off just in case. But which they always do. But I just think
survive up north, that's why.
Yeah, but I think Newcastle will be a good opening fixture. I think,
it might be, but I doubt it'll open this. I doubt it'll open this year. I think this season. Like I said before, I think that I think they said in the group as well that come February they'll find a new fault to blame for the delay.
Are you suggesting that Daniel Levy is deliberately stated that he's trying to milk us. Basically said that the project is going to take 1 year.
What,
Actually,
milk us?
2 years.
No. I
And
wouldn't
then
say...
basically get all our stadium money all up ahead, especially for that stupid H club with a cheese room. And
I
then
wouldn't say that. I mean...
then give the money back. And
Give
then
the money back? Well, sort of.
then basically we open up our stadium in 2020. How can you be so cynical?
No, well, I was actually thinking, I've got a mate who actually owns a box, paid a good, I think, $5,000 for the box, and is not able to use it. He's having to get some other kind of service for the Wembley boxes, which is kind of like substandard, doesn't even have the same kind of well, allegedly, I should say, before I suppose sue me.
I'm sure the mini fridge has plenty of lobster, has plenty of crayfish and rocket, wraps in there. So I'm sure there's loads of Orangina and Orangina. But
the thing is, what you spent £5,000 for a £5,000 service is literally just getting half of that. But anyway, that's the lives of the rich and famous.
But I'm just saying, I don't know, I've got a funny feeling. For me personally, I just think if either they'll do two things. Either they'll open because if they don't open the stadium in say February, okay, I reckon they're gonna or next season they best do something big in January, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of pissed off Spurs fans. They don't
more than now, you mean?
Yeah, because there's a lot of Spurs fans just saying, look, we're not happy. You basically, because I'd rather just said to us, you know what, it'll take 2 years. It'll take 2 years to build this all. And I'd be happy with that.
Well, I have a feeling the club already knew that anyway.
I know. Although what you are accusing of the club of is misrepresentation. And let's face it, the club wouldn't like that at all.
No. I mean, it's not like we all saw that big those posters about the being the only stadiums you can watch Champions League football in London.
Technically, the London Borough of technically Brent is the London Borough of Brent. It's a London Borough. Okay, so you are thinking Champions League games in Wembley.
In which case, those pictures of Wembley look very, very weird because Wembley doesn't have blue seats. But,
I know. It is. I think something wrong with the princes. I think. But no, but you've got the same midfield as roughly the same to me. You have Dele Alli and Winks in that midfield.
Well, I was thinking, obviously Sissoko there and probably Winks at the side of him. Wanyama is fit, isn't he?
I think Wanyama is fit. I just think Dele Alli. He was so good when we played against Palace. In just terms of the fact that I don't think I know that Palace would never. Well, as soon as we both knew Zaha we're going to be playing for Palace. Well, I kind of knew we were going to win. I knew we were going to win 1-0, but I didn't know how we were going to win 1-0.
True.
Or 1-0. Sorry, I had to do that.
Of course.
But I just thought there was real discipline from Dele Alli in terms of just the way he held his line, the way he didn't really bomb on as much forward. And I think we'll need that discipline, especially against, say, if Barkley does play. I'm not saying he will do, but it'll be interesting because I just think you've got Dele Alli and Barkley, that'll be a straight shootout. I think if they do play that, the idea of like one passer, one runner, and one passing, one defensive player, or box to box energy wise, I think Kante and Sissoko, and obviously they play together for France. I don't know how much information Sissoko or Hugo Lloris can give us about Kante. We already know what a gifted midfielder he is. But I think midfield is where we're going to win or lose it, and I think.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I'll have a bit more bulky there with Ali playing further up front.
So you'd have Ali, Ericsson, and Kane up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you could do that.
And then kind of have Sonny on the bench to come on when we need to.
Sonny and Mora, come on. The only reason I'd have Mora is just I want him to really kind of like. I want to have a massive because I think if you're playing defensively, you want your fullback pushing forward. Yeah. If you can stop Alonso by having, say, someone like Moore on him, beating the crap out of him. But I suppose it is horse for courses, really. I just think Dele, he's got 6'2" or something. He's a big guy, big lad. And I think you've got, say, you've got Sissoko, who's also a big, powerful player and quick as well, explosive. I don't know. I think it will be interesting, but it's nice to have those options. I can't. A few years ago, if someone said to me, "Dembele ain't going to be playing in midfield," I'd be like, "Oh, that's it. We're done." But now, obviously his powers have waned over the last few years. But I don't know. So yeah, that's interesting. So I think we're on similar lines for whatchamacallit.
I think we're on a 4-3-3 there. Yeah.
Yeah, going for 4-3-3. And I'm hoping he doesn't play that diamond. I hate that diamond. I really do. I just don't. I've never been fond of the diamond. Unless you're gonna, I just don't think Kane. I know Mora's not as going to be wasteful as Sterling was. I mean, some of those chances he missed, I had no idea he missed them. But I just think Kane and Mora, for some reason, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know what it is. Kane and Sonny works, and Kane and Mella work, but for some reason, Kane and Mora, just for some reason, whatever reason, it's just not working as well. For whatever, I don't know why it's not working as well. It's only worked the one time against United. United. But yeah, so I'm gonna err inside of caution. I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. I'm hoping we win, obviously, but I think it'll be a draw. But I think this will be probably. I don't know. It's a weird thing. 'Cause I think we can beat Chelsea.
And we will. I actually have it down as a 2-0 win.
I see. And that's why you're the skipper, because you're confident. Me, and that's why I have the dinghy, because I'm not as adventurous as you. I want to be something that ain't gonna,
I can see a way that we can stop Chelsea, hence the team that I picked, and also a way to actually hurt Chelsea, because we will have the players who will play the quick passes, and be able to get behind David Luiz and Rudiger. Although good players, I don't actually think they're that switched on. If you know what I mean.
I don't know. I mean, I thought against Man United, I thought they played. Obviously, Jose's their former boss, so they're clearly going to raise their game. Even though he hasn't been their boss for a long time, and I love the fact that Jose, that was hilarious. He even said, "Look, I won 3 titles with you. See, you won a dreadful lot. I won 3 titles with you." Do you know what I mean? But I just think, I don't know. I mean, I don't think. I mean, we obviously, as a lot of some of the guys may know, I'm not a big Lukaku fan. I don't think he even played against.
Kept that quiet.
Oh, I kept that quiet, didn't I? I don't think he. But did he play against Chelsea? I don't think he did. I don't think. If he did,
Lukaku. He probably did when he was at West Brom. Yeah.
No. When did he play against Chelsea in that Man United game? That 2-1.
Oh right.
I remember Martial. He scored, and I remember. But I don't think he.
It's hard to tell with Lukaku these days for a big guy, so he does go missing a lot.
Yeah, he is good in pretty honest, but I definitely think we can cause some problems. That obviously United weren't able to, and that United were able to score against them.
Exactly.
But I don't. But the thing is, I do think that in say Jorginho and I think it will be Kovacevic, they have 2 very passing options. The only comfort I've got is that in Harry Winks, we've got someone that's gone up against both. I said play against Real Madrid and held his own, and I think Harry Winks, if anything, has actually gone to a whole new level. And he's really. Against, I know, I'm not just against the Americans, and let's face it, I wasn't really too hard. But I just felt that he showed some real commitment. His passing was good, the way he tackled back. And I definitely think midfield was where the game will be won and lost. And I do think I'll be interested to see where they have Dele Alli. Will they have him more deeper to counter that threat, and then just have him launch? Because he obviously got that stamina, he can go for days. But I think it will be midfield. I'm going to go for a 1-0, hopefully 1-0 to us, but you never know. But I think having Jan back will be good news, and then obviously we play Inter on Wednesday, and hopefully, like I said, if we can get a good result, because we have Chelsea, then Inter, then Arsenal again.
Yep.
It's literally going to be like 4 really tough games. But if we can get through these 4 games and get some results, I'm not no disrespect to the other teams, but they are going to be significantly below us in the league. I think I'm not saying we can rest, but we can we can get through these 4 games. I don't think the next, I think what was 8 games, while they'll be thick and fast. Those
winnable.
Those teams they're all winnable, and they don't think they have the squad depth that we have. I think if we can get past these 4 games. Obviously, we'll pick up injuries, we'll pick up fatigue, but if we can get past these 4 games,
Well, this is usually the period where we kind of come into our own, isn't it? So we usually like start going on the run in around November and December. So,
but as every unit trust material will tell you, past performance is not an indicator of future returns.
But I think I've already told you that. Huh? That's beside the point. I think I've already told you that, wasn't I? So I think that's beside the point.
I know. I'm stealing that from the thing, but I'm stealing that from But I'm just trying to say is I definitely think that I think we have got the players. Obviously, I mean, I think that the we may not have the depth that we would have liked, although I don't know how having, say, Jack Grealish on the bench would have made a significant difference. I mean, I know Eriksen was out for a little bit, but I don't think Jack Grealish is like, we've got Jack Grealish as the answer. I don't think that it's, I don't think Jack Grealish is the answer to what happens if Christian Eriksen isn't around. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's the answer.
That's the thing. In the case of Eriksen, I would have actually liked to see Harry Winks play a bit further forward. I think he has the eye for a pass where he can actually unlock defences if he's given that opportunity.
I disagree. I think he's better. So? I think it's one of those weird things. I remember we used to play Luca when Van der Vaart was out. We played Luca behind Crouch, and it just didn't work. I think Luca.
I remember Luca being on the right wing for most of the part because all the Harry Redknapp down his his tactics. But
tic-tacs. But no, I just think personally he's better to be playing deeper. He's got a better idea. I think plus he against Palace. So did he play against Palace? I can't remember now. I think he did, didn't he? Play against Palace.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
And you saw him. He'd always drop back to receive the ball, move it forward. And I think he's got that passing hub that we definitely do need. And because we haven't got that, we've only got one. What I call, in terms of controlling a game, we only have the only other player that can do that from that deep position is Moussa Dembele, and obviously, and I wouldn't have Eriksen back there. I'd have Eriksen further up the pitch where he can do his most damage.
Yeah.
So I just think I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be a tough game, but hopefully we can get the 3 points and
hopefully we're going to do it.
Build some confidence for Inter Milan, and then
already got the confidence.
And
I've got enough confidence for both of us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you've got it anyway. You've got it. Yeah, so that is why you've got the yacht and I've got the dinghy. Anyway, so I don't think there's I don't think there's any other flaws, but yeah, as always, as you can always reach me. You can reach Chris at man_like_Chris.
Might be easier to say at Chrisandro CRISANDRO_, and there's my page will pop up for you.
And I wonder if Chris can remember my Twitter ID.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's very hard. At the real Shubon.
I know, it's so difficult, isn't it?
You should have done a bit more tricky than that, I think.
Well, I wanted Shubon, but the guy who's actually got the Shub on Twitter has never tweeted a single thing on his bloody life. And honestly, it's so frustrating. I'm like, how on earth have I put the real Shubon? Just because,
Okay, well, there's only one tube on, I guess, so that's...
thankfully, yeah, so you can imagine if there's more than one of me, bloody hell. hell in a handbasket. Anyway, thanks a lot.
Before we go, is it really pronounced Jorginho? Or was Jorginho?
Jorginho. I don't know. I think if you're Brazilian, you'll be saying Jorginho. Man.
Jorginho.
You say Jorginho. But I think... But the thing is, I'm sure if it's, I don't know, maybe they're completely commentating, so they're probably going to call him Chimbombo.
Oh.
So,
Anyway.
But no, I think it is Jorginho. I know you pronounce it, but I think he's the quality of that young man. I mean, City were after him, and I think in the end they decided not to pay like the wages and the fees. You know what I mean?
Which is kind of weird. But,
I just think, well, first of all, it's not a case. I'm sure if they wanted, they could do. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're just not.
So if you've got principles, come on.
No, I don't think it's got principles. I just think, they've got David Silva, they've got Bernardo Silva, and they've got De Bruyne. So it's a case of, yes, they could probably bring in, say, someone like Jorginho, but is he really going to really shift what they have?
Yep. True.
Whereas Chelsea, plus Sarri was there as well, and obviously, to play for your former coach, and I think that's what I think made this trick because, I think in that Wolves game, because Connor, what's that? The young lad, who came on, very young lad. I can't remember his name now. 18 years old.
Yeah.
He's driving me nuts now. He's double barreled and everything. But I think when he came on, I mean, I saw Neves play for Portugal, and he was, and you're thinking, how the hell is Neves playing for Wolves? He's playing for Portugal in that midfield, which is a really good midfield. And he's playing for Wolves, and like Neves showed some real quality. So I just think, I think the Chelsea three, you know, are going to give us a lot of fits. And I think personally, I would love it if we could have a Dyer in there or like Wanyama 2 years ago. But I don't know. You seem to like the most. He was. I think personally, he was probably man of the match. Actually, I know one vote was given it, but I thought he was man of the match against Palace. Which, to be totally fair, that's not that hard. But no,
you'll give him praise eventually. You'll give him praise.
Look, I like the guy. I said I do like the guy, but I just think quality-wise, he just seems to. As soon as he's in, you know, when he's got to pull the trigger. I mean, like, but then I said that he played a really good pass to Sonny as well from deep. So maybe I'm not giving him enough praise, but I definitely think if Soko can, you know, be that powerhouse in midfield, that would be interesting. How him and Kante seem to, you know. Because on the surface, it doesn't look like a fair fight. Because Kante's like 5'5", and Stoke's like 6'3" or something. But but Kante can be like two people at one. You know, it can be two of them. So it's like two 5'5" lads against 1 6'3" person. You know what I mean? You know. So yeah, it's like I don't know, a dwarf. It's like Tyrion Lannister. Or what his name is? You know, the short guy from Game of Thrones fighting some big lump.
Yeah, maybe.
But 10 of them. But no, I definitely think. I don't know, I'm going to go with a 1-0, but a very nervy 1-0. You're going to
go for a nice, confident 2-0 victory.
Okay, and and as always, check us out, facebook.com/Tottenham Supplement. If you are listening to us for the first time, you do want to join us, hit the subscribe button to get more commentary. And obviously, Chris, you'll be doing, obviously, you'll be doing away
game, yep.
Yeah, you'll be going to the game, but obviously you'll be doing away days for, obviously, no, you can't call it away days. Chris's journey to an away stadium, not away days.
It's all on the channel, and I'll be doing one for Barcelona in a couple of weeks. Can't wait for that one. So that's what I want to be fun. I'll be doing like a proper, actual away whole 3 days, all on video. See how we all get up to. Where we all get up to on away days in the stadium, outside the stadium, in the pubs. Having a look at the city as well is going to be fun.
Cool. Look forward to saying it. Anyway, as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs. Y'all take care.